So with me, it started with my brother Žigan, who's also part of this performance. And it was actually one Christmas night that he danced on the music that I composed, and it was a surprise. And at that moment I was like, wow, that's really great. Like, I saw some possibility there. So I made like a project called Hidden Myth, when there was a collaboration between musicians and dancers, and also video projections, and we played at Ljubljana Jazz Festival. So that's how actually our collaboration with Žigan and one other dancer started, and we started to kind of develop ideas how we can communicate together, how we can make a performance together, different kind of techniques, you know. And from there we started collaborating in some of his projects, and then Tsarina also came on board. So what about you?
But for me it's new. It's actually very new. I'm a classical pianist, generally speaking, and mostly have concerts with chamber music ensemble, never really with dancers. For me it is very interesting because we, in this project especially, we incorporated classical music, which I love, but in a different way. But I really like the creative process because it's significantly more open to what we're used to in the classical world. And this is my first project with a contemporary dance actually, and I can say that I like it very much actually.
So yeah, we arrived to Riga 2 days ago, and we actually saw only one performance yesterday. That was Slovenian Productions, Three Sisters, and I've never seen it before. It was really nice, I liked it a lot. I unfortunately haven't seen a lot of Riga because we were practicing all day last day. Yeah, because we were pretty busy in Slovenia, and we also have a daughter, and somehow we didn't have time to really practice together, and we enjoyed it a lot. So we kind of just stayed actually here most of the day practicing and enjoying, yeah, hospitality.
Yeah. For me it's very interesting because usually when I travel alone. So it's really nice to travel with him, extremely nice. It's also nice we play together, but as he said, we don't have so much time at home, even though we live together, we're married. Because we have a 3-year-old daughter who wants to play with us. I didn't see a lot of the things, unfortunately, because we came yesterday, as he said. I also couldn't see yesterday the performance because I had to babysit Rosa, that they were playing the performers. But I saw some, actually I was following Žigan because he was posting often, one of the choreographers here, often videos of the different dancers, the process. I find it very interesting, and I have to say that at these times we live right now, I think it's very honorable, and I really respect people who try to, despite of everything, organize festivals. I know because I organize festival myself, and it's very difficult to put it through in these times. And when everything works, you're just happy to come and play again. You don't even care if there's 100 people or just 25. I think we haven't had concert for like a year and a half, so the 25 people feel like 100 right now, because it's really nice actually.
Yeah, so kudos to the organizers.
Yeah. Well, how we chose the music was very personal in a way. Everybody came, we came together. There is not really one director who we together made the project. How we came together, we came with the music that we really love, two of us. But we have to say also that this performance has two versions actually. The original one we performed 2 years ago, which was in different circumstances, also different music. Half of it was different music. Kristijan was also 6 months pregnant. So that was a significantly more tender performance, in a sense of physicality, in a sense of music also. This performance,
maybe also a bit more cliche.
More cliche in a way. The Love Me Tender as the first impression you get. Love Me Tender is very tender, pregnant woman,
more
and then
young,
more
yeah.
young. Now later, 2 years later now, when we did it again, the music changed. A lot of more of his compositions came. I more or less played kind of the same things, but what's actually now here talking about personal meaning of Love Me Tender, Since 2 years ago, a lot of things changed for us as a couple. They got a kid. Our kid now got out of the 5 months old, and now he's 3 years old. And actually, we realized also as a couple that when somebody loves you tender, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's very gentle to you, but actually sometimes it means that it shakes you, in our case creatively, so that you keep growing. Because if you stay comfortable as an artist, we're not talking, also as a human, also you actually don't really grow much, because you get into the age, into the daily habits, especially when Corona removes all the concerts. It's just day in, day out.
You lose the compass.
You lose the compass, you lose the drive. And Love Me Tender, one day actually we talked a lot about what love means. What love means when you're 15, what love means when you're 25, when you're 40, when you're 55 after your kids leave. And Love Me Tender for us is a title that represents all the great possibilities of how you can love your partner. That's not always with the cliche tenderness, but it's also with the push, which is not always comfortable, but for the better, or with the inspiration you can inspire. And that's it's tenderness, but I see it in a more long-term tenderness actually than as a cliche word, as a tender. So Love Me Tender stayed actually as a personal message, I think, for each of us.
Yeah, and each person in the relationship needs probably something different. Like for example, she really gives me the grounding. I really need grounding, and on the crucial moments she does that, and that makes me love her even more. But sometimes I realize it much later, how much she actually helped me with something, that when I'm out of this turmoil, and then I realize, wow, how she can ground me, and how we can help each other in this way. But I think you said it really nice. Just musically, basically we choose what we like, and also I'm mostly improvising. I started as a classical cellist, but I continued as a jazz drummer and composer, and I improvise mostly in projects. And she's a classical pianist, so she likes to play pieces, and then we had to find a way how to incorporate that. So naturally it kind of came to this, that we play some of my compositions, and that we kind of play some of the compositions that are the iron repertoire, like Chopin, or for example there's a composition of Vladimir, who is Bulgarian, where she's from. So we also choose some things that are from her heritage. And also the performance started with many more effects, because sometimes I use effects on cello, like different electronic things. But now lately I'm also more into really practicing acoustically, and actually also writing music more in a classical way. I really enjoy that. So also for this performance it was like a springboard into this kind of direction for me.